No one can stem the tide. Now watch it run to meet the river pouring to the sea. And in the meeting tumult, what a play of waves and twinkling water in the sun. My grandma, Jane Tyson Clement, grew up in Manhattan, but when she was young, she would spend weekends here. She said there was something eternal about the ocean that was like a rock for her. Hi, I'm Anita Clement. I grew up in an intentional Christian community called the Bruderhof. After high school, I moved into my grandparents' home to care for my grandmother who had Alzheimer's. She and Grandpa had given up successful careers to join the Bruderhof in the 1950s. I knew Grandma was a writer, but she never talked about it much, and she didn't seem to think of herself that way. But after she died, we started collecting her poems, and we published them later that year. For the past 5 years, I've been living here at the Bruderhof house in Harlem, New York. It's just a 30-minute walk from where my grandma grew up. One day, out of the blue, I got this phone call from a jazz musician in Brooklyn, Becca Stevens.
My dad is one of my biggest influences and one of my biggest supporters. I was writing a lot of music at the time that he gave me Jane's book, because he knew that it would inspire me. And he put it in my stocking one year for Christmas. And I remember I was like, oh, this is great. And then I put it on a shelf and didn't even open it up for at least a year or something. And then there was a song that I was working on called Tillery that was missing half of itself lyrically. I had come up with a melody and I had tried so many different things with lyrics and nothing felt right to me because it felt like it was like too close to home. I was trying to express my feelings about the loss of a friend and everything was too literal or too weepy or close to home. And I remembered the book and I pulled it off the shelf and I remember opening up to a random page. It's the page that has February thaw and winter, and was so taken aback because the page that I opened up to, the meter of the poem fit the melody that I'd already written and was about the subject matter that I was looking for. La 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 la. So when I first opened it, I remember reading this page because it fit perfectly with what I was trying to say, and also the meter, like the da-dee, 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 da-dee.
So it wasn't just the words, it was also
the rhythm. Yeah,
okay.
exactly.
Okay.
As cold is also good.
My grandmother, she wrote a lot of poems that I call poems of the heart.
Oh.
She was always looking for what was genuine in life, but I think a lot of people relate to her.
Yeah, which is a testament to her writing style.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't project herself so literally into the poem and then anybody can relate to it. When I'm writing or when I'm in relationships, you have to constantly remind yourself or ask yourself, like, is this authentic? Am I being myself in this situation? Am I being true to myself? Clear the face of God, save cold and frozen wind upon the frozen side. There's an art to finding a balance between genuine and accessible, which I feel like she was a master of that. So may we shout and may we sing. So may we shout and may we sing. May we shout and may we sing. Blessed thou, O Holy Spring. Nice.